obviously your boys have had pretty prolific careers, uh, going a different route than the big Power Five school. Can you talk about those choices and why kids may ought to consider something other than the biggest schools?
Well, in my three kids, especially the boys, I always they didn't meet
Mm.
the eye
Yeah.
test. They yeah, again back to AAU, they weren't the biggest, fastest, strongest, most athletic. I often talk about Steph in graduating high school, 6'1", 145, and that's if he came out of the pool fully dressed. Um, but and Seth was a little bigger as far as weight, but about the same height. But they knew how to play. They were great. Had a certain set of skills. Knew how to play the game correctly. Um, so wasn't highly recruited. But I told them you got to go somewhere where they absolutely want you. First you're going to get a quality education. You're going to enjoy your experience there, and there's some history to the program. Davidson met cashed in all three of those with Bob McKillop and the Davidson Wildcats. Great experience there, and they played a tremendous out of conference schedule, one of the best in the country back then. Played a lot of the ACC schools, and then with Seth going to Duke and playing the ACC, you're playing against the best in the world. But I'll tell every athlete, go somewhere where they really want you. You're going to play. You're going to get a good experience, and if you're good enough, the pros, the next level will find you, and you'll have an opportunity to play at that level. If you're not, you're going to get a good education. Hopefully, be go to a community where you can be a contributor not only in the workforce but in your community as well. But a lot of kids that have just focused on being a Power Five conference or one of the biggest things don't work out there because you're not meant to be there. But wherever you play, if you're good enough to play at the next level, you'll have an
And
opportunity.
you got to be a proud dad, Dell, when you think about the way you did it and with your all three of your kids, not just the boys, but with your daughter too, because in a day, and this is what we talk about, I'm getting in with my kids now of, you got to play just this sport at 10 years old and you got to do this and you got to do that. Your kids are, for example, someone that developed a little bit later, but you kept giving them opportunities and they kept playing and eventually it worked for them.
Yeah, I mean, playing different sports, especially at a young age, you develop different muscles in your body. You develop different work ethics. Some sports are totally individual, like golf. And then you have basketball where there's five on a team. You have soccer, football, there's 11. So there's different things you can learn from all different sports. The different coaches, the way they coach the team, the way they help you prepare as an athlete, all that can help you in when you decide to hone in on that one particular sport that you want to play. So, and as a parent, other than baseball, I really didn't know a lot about how to go about football and practicing and the plays. So I was learning as well. It was fun for me to go to practice and hang out and watch that stuff. So yeah, and I think at a young age, it's just good for a kid's mindset to say, hey, I can go out and try different sports, try different things, explore, and it creates good life lessons down the road.
Dell, as you're watching your kids grow and develop, and you said that they didn't pass the eye test, but did you, as a dad, especially with the boys, did you believe that they had the ability to play at a high level? And honestly, when they came to you, probably frustrated that they felt like they weren't getting the respect maybe from Power Five coaches. Were you there to kind of tell them, hey, look, I see something in you. I've been at the highest levels. I mean, did you believe it? Did you think they could get to where they got to? And then did you have to kind of encourage them to kind of keep fighting?
I got to be honest, I think they'd be pros. I had no idea. It takes a lot to be a professional athlete in that particular sport. We just wanted them to get a college degree at any level. But I think being a parent, obviously, you're there to encourage your kids and let them know that you have their back. You're going to do everything you can to make them a success in whatever sport there is. And I get asked that question all the time, that I think my boys would play in the NBA. Had no idea. I know it was their goal to play, and I was going to do whatever I could to help them reach their goal. But it was ultimately, it would come a point in time where it was up to them. Dad could only do so much. They'd have to have that work ethic, that discipline, that desire to get to what it takes to play at the highest level. I thought after Stefan's freshman year, and Bob McKillop and I had that conversation, he goes, "Hey, your son's going to make some money playing this game." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, maybe is it in Europe? You don't know. There's different areas where you can make money." And Seth at Duke, I thought after his, he plays freshman year at Liberty, transfers, sits out. I thought after his junior year, watching Stephen get into the league and kind of take off. After Seth's junior year, I'm like, okay, I think he's a professional player as well. But I'm just as proud as of Seth as I am of Stephen. Watching his brother get drafted seventh, kind of his career take off after the first 4 years, and he's still in college. Playing at Duke, not being, getting the accolades or the attention, not getting drafted, playing his senior year with a stress fracture, not being able to practice, and after his senior year having surgery. I said, son, it's going to be a 2-year window before you get a shot in the league. So he goes to the G League, works his tail off in Erie, Pennsylvania. I don't know if you've been there in the summer, in the wintertime in Erie, but I went up a couple times, watched him play. I'm like, dude, you're disciplined enough to play. If you can have the focus and the discipline in Erie, Pennsylvania, in the heart of the winter, to play like they're playing, you have the mindset to be an NBA player. He was ready when he got his shot. So super proud of him as well.